Usually, in every community, there is a place reserved for the dead. It is mostly at the outskirts of the town where human activities are limited. Recently, because of population growth and urbanization, people have built very close to cemeteries, and residents now find it difficult to get land for the dead. Also, some people even go to the cemetery to do all manner of ungodly things. Cattle have also turned the place for grazing and in the process cause damage to the graves. It is against this background that the call for protection of the Bimbilla cemetery has become very important for the people. Bimbilla is the capital of the Nanumba North municipality, and it also has the municipal hospital. Thus, the cemetery there is not only for residents of Bimbilla, but for strangers as well. The former Northern Regional Minister, Honorable Salfu Said, has taken the lead to construct a fence wall around the cemetery. It is believed that when this is done, it will help prevent some of the unfortunate happenings there. The minister has provided bags of cement, sea sand, equipment for molding of blocks, and an amount of 10,000 Ghana cedis. Presenting the material on behalf of the minister, Chief Wumbe Zakaria Mabana spoke on why the need for the fence.
The wall is necessary because one, if you go around the cemetery as at now, you see that people have encroached on the cemetery land. And in order to prevent the encroachment, there's the need for us to take over the place by fencing it. Two, animals also enter into the cemetery. In the process of grazing, they break some of the graves. Other unscrupulous human beings, for their own interests or reasons, will also go into pick certain things about human beings. And so in order to prevent all this, we need to fence it.
He called on other Nanumbers and other benevolent organizations and individuals to emulate the gesture of the former minister.
In fact, he has access to inform and to urge the people of Bimbilla to show some communal spirit in the construction of the fence wall. The community should own it as their property.
Chairman of the committee responsible for the cemetery, Chief Dasole Kukuna, expressed the gratitude of the committee to the former minister for his support.
You realize that these days a lot of people are yearning for land to build, and the cemetery happens to be in the center of the town. If we do not protect it by constructing a wall around the cemetery, it is possible encroachers will seize the land from us. That has necessitated the construction of the wall, which we appeal to Mr. Salfu Said, former district chief executive for Nanumba North, and then former regional minister, to come to our aid. And I think he has done a yeoman's job by providing us a lot of items, including a check of 10,000 Ghana cedis.
Caretaker of the cemetery, who sometimes have to drive people who are there to perpetrate evil deeds, shares with Citi News his usual encounters with people.
I have some evidence with me, like those taking things inside or putting things inside the graves. I have the evidence, like this, like this, like this, and like this. There are more, but I didn't bring those ones out. And I think we need we need help, so that who can save our cemetery for us.
He said if the fence wall is done, it will go a long way to help in the protection of the cemetery.
One thing is that people are getting inside or are entering inside for so many things like shitting, urine, digging the graves, and people are near to build or they are already built. They started building inside the cemetery. And I think if people come out with help so that we can get we can build a wall around the cemetery, it would have been better.
Encroachment on the cemetery lands is one of the reasons for the fence wall. People have built close to the cemetery. People have even created road through the cemetery to their homes and farms. Some even defecate around it. Cattle graze in the cemetery and in the process destroy the graves. A basic school also shares boundaries with the cemetery. The school has no toilet facilities on the campus and children usually defecate in the cemetery. Children in the school tell Citi News how they usually lose concentration anytime someone is being buried. Teachers in the school tell Citi News they constantly have to lock the people in class whenever someone is being buried. Here are some of the teachers.
So we do find it very difficult to control them, but sometimes we are only fortunate when they are to bury somebody and it happens that we are in the classroom. It's easy to manage, but when they are out, we do find it very difficult. And some of them are also curious. They do want to see why our masters telling us to go back to class when it is time for us to play. So that one is a very big challenge to us.
Actually, it's not easy. It's a big challenge to us and the students as well, especially when someone is going to be buried. It normally distracts our classes. The children, being curious, always wanted to see what is going on there. So it normally distracts our teaching and learning process. Actually, we don't actually find it easy whenever someone is going to be buried.